Are you finding it tricky to talk about people's looks in Korean? We hear you. Today, we are diving into a super fun and practical topic describing appearance in Korean. Hi challengers, I'm Helena from Alpha Korean class. Yes, whether you're meeting new friends, describing your favorite K-pop idols, or even chatting about movie characters, knowing how to express physical characteristics is super important. So let's get into it. Craving natural everyday Korean? Meet Organic Korean. Level up from upper beginner to confident speaker with 50 real-life situations and accompanying audio files. Start speaking like a local today. Grab your Organic Korean at alphakoreanclass.com. Real talk begins now. Okay, let's start off with body height. 키. If someone's tall, we can say they are 크다. So you can say 키가 커요. On the flip side, 작다 is for someone who is short. 키가 작아요. You want to say someone is of average height? That's 평균. 평균이다. 평균이다. And if the height is just a bit more or less, you can use 조금. 조금 커요 or 조금 작아요. A bit more, that's 꽤. 꽤 커요. 꽤 작아요. And a whole a lot, say 엄청. 엄청 커요. 엄청 작아요. Next, moving on to body shape. 몸매. We've got plenty of positive words. If you are talking about someone lean or slim, you might use 날씬하다. 날씬해요. If they're a little more filled out, you can say 통통하다. 통통해요. For those muscular folk, it's 근육질이다. 근육질이에요. Now, we don't always want to be negative, but sometimes you've got to express that too. If someone's skinny, you might say they're 말랐다. 말랐어요. If someone's fat, you could say they are 뚱뚱하다. 뚱뚱해요. Next up, let's talk about hair, starting with length. From 길다, long, to 짧다, short. 머리가 길어요. 머리가 짧아요. Additionally, let's find out a bit more hairstyle term in Korean. Shortcut translate to shortcut, often around ears or shoulder. And 단발 is the word for bob cut, often at joue level or shoulder length cut. 중단발 is the term for medium bob cut or midi bob. It's longer than a bob but shorter than long hair, usually falling between shoulder and chest. Lastly, 긴 머리 refers to long hair that falls below the shoulder, sweeping down the back. How about color and texture? Let's find it out. From 밝은, light, to 어두운, dark. From the light color, you can say 밝은색이에요. Dark color, 어두운 색. Now, if we are going to talk about the most common color in Korean, here you go. The specific color like brown is 갈색. 갈색 머리. 갈색 머리예요. Next, black is 검은색 or 까만색. 까만 머리예요. And for texture, whether someone's hair is straight, 생머리. 생머리예요. And curly is 곱슬머리. 곱슬이에요. When you have hair that's slightly curved, we refer it 반곱슬. 반곱슬이에요. Or permed is 파마. 파마했어요. Now let's move on to describing the condition of hair. First up, we have 반짝인다 or 윤이 난다, which means shiny or glossy. This is the kind of hair you see in shampoo commercial, right? 반짝이는 머릿결, 윤이 나요. Next up, we have 거칠다, rough. 머릿결이 거칠어요. On the other hand, we have 부드럽다, soft or smooth. 부드러워요. Finally, we have 건조하다. Translates to dry. 건조해요. Alright, now exploring an interesting aspect of hair fashion in Korea. Hair parting style. First off, we have the 2대 8 가르마. 2대 8 가르마. Curious about what it means? Simply put, it's a style where 20% of your hair falls on the side and 80% of the other. Next, we have the 5대 5 가르마. Picture your hair parted right in the middle with 50 of your hair on each side. And we also have 7대 3 and 6대 4 가르마. But by now, you're probably getting hang of this concept, right? Alright, now let's talk about skin. Firstly, the texture of the skin. If it feels as smooth as silky, 부드럽다. 부드러워요. Now, if the complete opposite, you might describe it 거칠다, meaning rough. 거칠어요. If someone's skin flawlessly sleek, you might use 매끈하다. 매끈해요. For those with skin that's delightfully dewy, you would say 촉촉하다. 촉촉해요. And the other hand, 건조하다 is used when the skin is dry. 건조해요. Moving on to the skin tone, if someone has a bright complexion, you'd say 밝다. 밝아요. 어둡다 is used to describe a darker skin tone. 어두워요. Onto facial features, let's move on to the windows of the soul, the eyes, 눈. Eyes can be as 크다, large, or 작다, small. 눈이 커요, 눈이 작아요. Now, the presence of double eyelids is often a topic of discussion in Korea. If someone has double eyelids, you'd say 쌍꺼풀이 있다. And if they don't, it's 쌍꺼풀이 없다. 쌍꺼풀이 있어요. 쌍꺼풀이 없어요. Some people have what we call 속쌍꺼풀, which are hidden double eyelids that are less prominent than the typical double eyelids. 저는 속쌍꺼풀이 있어요. Next, let's move on to the nose, 코. Noses can be 높다, meaning height, or 낮다, low. 코가 높아요. 코가 낮아요. Some Koreans use more vivid expression like 돼지코 for the pig-like nose and 납작코 for flat nose. Lastly, let's talk about lips, 입술. They can be 두껍다, thick, or 얇다, thin. 입술이 두꺼워요, or 얇아요. Alright, let's dive into the next topic, face shape, 얼굴형. First off, we have the oval face shape, or 계란형 in Korean. If you imagine the shape of an egg, that's exactly what we are talking about here. 계란형 얼굴. Next, we have face that are 각이지다. This phrase directly translates to angular. This kind of face shape is typically characterized by sharp, defined angled, particularly at jawline and cheekbone. 각이진 얼굴이에요. Lastly, we have the round face shape. 둥글다. In Korean, as the name suggests, this face shape is pretty much circular in nature. 둥근 얼굴. Okay, lastly, let's chat about general appearance, both positive and negative. Starting with unisex positive descriptions, we have 매력적이다, which means charming. You can use these to describe anyone who has a certain magic appeal, regardless of their gender. 매력적이에요. Moving on to gender-specific positive description, for female, we often use words like 예쁘다, 귀엽다, meaning pretty and cute, respectively. 예뻐요, 귀여워요. On the other hand, for male, we might use 멋있다 and 잘생겼다, which translates to cool and handsome. 멋있어요, 잘생겼어요. Now, let's move on to less positive side of things. When describing someone in a less flattering way, you might use 못생겼다, which translates ugly or unattractive. Alright, Challenger, that's it. We've just covered a tons of useful terms and phrases for describing appearance in Korean. Try to use these new words in your conversation. Start by describing your favorite movie character or K-pop stars. Keep these new terms in use. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button for more Korean learning adventures. 그럼 우린 다음 시간에 만나요. 안녕!